Like, changed day.
This shop looks popular today. Wonder what the occasion is.
Clothes?
Hello there, Traveler and Paimon.
Hi.
I hope you're keeping yourselves fit and healthy.
Trying.
You bet we are. So anyway, what are you doing here, Sigewinne? The Duke insists I take regular vacations in the Court of Fontaine. This one just so happened to coincide with a promotion for a new skincare product, so I came over to take a look. I like to keep up with the latest industry developments when I can. You write? For a magazine? Which one? It's called Beautés en Fleur, and it's run by the Fontaine Beauty Association. I've done lots of articles about skincare for them, using the pen name Maritime Flower. You're a Maritime Flower? If Paimon's not mistaken, you're one of the leading figures in the Fontaine Beauty Association!
Since when did you start reading beauty mags, Paimon? Like, you can't even buy any of the clothes.
What's so weird about that? Everyone loves beauty!
Yeah, I guess.
I really like this role. The staff at cosmetic shops are always so polite. And as long as I wear a big smile on my face, I always get the best customer service. Well, they sure don't want to make an enemy of the Maritime Flower.
So, what do you got? What got you interested in beauty products, Sigewinne? How did you become a leader in the beauty association?
Obviously, it's because of Sigewinne's love for beauty.
Nah, shit.
Still a leader of the beauty association? That's incredible. The truth is, I study this field because I cherish my own appearance. It has nothing to do with being beautiful or not. Oh, the words of a master beautician defy comprehension!
Shut up.
Oh, wait, you're saying that natural beauty is the highest form of beauty, right? Not really. Actually, Melusine aesthetics are very different from human ones. We don't view humans based on their appearance. But speaking of your appearance, how come you look human anyway? Are you like only half Melusine?
That's racist,
Ooh,
Paimon.
wait, sorry. That was probably really offensive, wasn't it? No, I don't mind. I'm not mixed, though.
Hashtag cancel
I made a decision to
Paimon.
turn myself into this form a very long time ago. If you're interested, I could tell you the story.
I'm
A
not.
shape-shifting story? Oh, heck yeah, of course we're interested! Humans rejected Melusines, and Melusines feared humans.
Oh no.
There was one Melusine who became fascinated with human medicine,
Oh my
but
god.
no human wanted her help.
Oh my god.
And there was one girl who liked Melusines, so no humans would make friends with her. So, the Melusine became the girl's friend, and the girl became the Melusine's patient. Your checkup's all done. You're still in perfect health. Thank you,
She
Dr.
morphed with that
Melusine.
child.
In this game of doctor and patient, a friendship was born. Then, one day, the girl fell ill,
And
The
only way to
Melusine was the only
live is for
doctor
me
to
to
arrive on
morph with
time.
your body.
but the adults sent her away.
Scram! Melusines can't be trusted!
Racist.
So just because I'm not human, I can't save my best friend? In desperation, the Melusine approached the frightening witch. She begged and begged until she got a reply.
When the fuck are there witches in this game?
Potion, concocted of sin, you will gain a human face and grow human limbs. But then, you will lose everything that attracted this friend of yours to you in the first place. Can you accept that?
The Melusine did not hesitate for very long.
And that mezzaline was me. Then Raider
On a
Shogun
rainy
came and
night.
killed me.
A little doctor knocked on the girl's door.
Ding dong.
The doctor wore a hood and raincoat,
It's me, a doctor.
maybe to protect her from the rain, but maybe also to hide a secret.
Alright, it's me. Remember me?
The
No, you
little
don't.
doctor held the girl's hand and treated her illness, just as she had so many times before. Dawn came, and the little girl's condition improved. But the little doctor was long gone,
Like an
for
angel.
she knew her friend would never recognize her again.
Wah, wah, wah.
Since then, I've lived my life in human form. Most people who know me just think I was born this way.
Born this way.
Ooh, a witch? A potion? Why does this sound like a fairy tale?
Because it is. It's fake. Fake news.
Trust me, it's a true story.
But who's the witch? Who are witches in Genshin?
Must be the way you told it then. It just sounds so...
You're an incredibly kind person, Sigewinne. You want to go get some coffee?
Yeah, not every Melazine would take human form to save their human friend. That must have been a huge decision.
Yeah, Paimon, were you not paying attention to the story?
Treating patients is a doctor's duty. We must always find a way, even when the going gets tough.
The tough gets going.
Ugh. It's so crazy that they turned you away just because you were a Melazine. Especially when their daughter was so sick. Well, sometimes appearance can be a real barrier. But that was a long time ago. I like how I look now anyway. Paimon too! You're super cute this way.
Attention customers!
Hi.
Thank you all for waiting. Now, on behalf of our skincare partner, I'm delighted to announce that our exciting new product is now officially on sale.
There's way too little people for that amount of applause.
Well, there we go. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, Paimon, if you want to buy any skincare products, I'll be happy to give you some suggestions.
We are thrilled to have the inventor of this fantastic product with us here today. Please welcome Mr. Rawat, a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. Now, without further ado, I'll hand over to Mr. Rawat to tell you all about what Butterfly Dew can do for you.
Jesus Christ, how many times did she say do?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Rawat, and
Hey.
I developed Butterfly Dew.
Cool. What does it do? And where did you get the butterflies?
Wow, what a looker.
He's a researcher? Wow, he's really challenging the stereotype.
What do you mean?
It seems that everyone is surprised by my entrance.
Mhm.
Or should I say, my appearance.
Ooh.
I'm well aware that researchers are generally better known for their brains than their dashing good looks. In that regard, I do believe I break the mold somewhat.
Damn, I hope your dick's as big as your ego.
Of course, appearance is a skin-deep way of defining a person. And yet one's appearance can be a very real set of shackles, holding a person back in their life.
But once they put some of this dew on their face,
It can rob a young person of their self-confidence when applying for a job, dissuade a young lady from approaching the one she loves. Our actions are at the mercy of our appearance, and we slowly become the very person that the outside world sees us as. But what if I told you that those shackles can be broken? Wash away moles, birthmarks, and wrinkles, and they can no longer rob us of our confidence. Replace them with luster and radiance, and we shall never again hang our heads in shame. That is why Butterfly Dew exists. Its mission is to allow us to shed our pupae, undergo a complete metamorphosis, and embrace a new life.
Well, whether it actually works or not, after that speech, Paimon's already sold.
Mr. Rawat, could I ask if you've used this product yourself?
Of course, I tried it many times while I was testing it. You can consider me a product ambassador.
Wow, then it's sure to work.
So, could I get a volunteer from the audience to try it out?
Volunteers!
gonna pick me just because I'm standing there. $100, $100.
Oh! Ah, what an honor! It appears we have a giant of the Fontaine Beauty Association here with us.
Giant.
In that case, Miss Sigewinne, could we seek your most expert opinion on this product?
It's a bunch of baloney.
Sure.
Whoa, is that Romaritime flower? They say she's the pickiest user of skincare products in all of Fontaine.
Here you go.
Well, it's very kind to the skin, and the absorption rate is high. Even for Fontaine, this is a first-rate product. Wow, now that's high praise.
I'll take one. Any discounts?
All right, Well, all that remains for me to say is, Butterfly Dew is now on sale!
Dun 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 dun.
Sigewinne! Oh, excuse us, Miss Beauty Expert. But do you think this product is a good choice for me and her?
Wait, are you the renowned traveler?
Maybe.
That's right, and by her side, the equally famous Paimon.
Well, I don't normally handle customer questions personally, but since it's the traveler asking, allow me to make an exception. Butterfly Dew is made for all skin types, so no matter who you are, you can rest assured that it will be kind to your skin. If anything, it might be marginally more effective on Fontanian's skin, but other than that, it works the same on everyone.
Why would it work better on Fontanians?
Because it's made with a secret Fontanian ingredient.
In the interests of protecting my trade secrets, I'm afraid I can't answer that, Miss Paimon.
Alright then. How about a friend discount?
How about 100% coupon?
Save yourself the trouble. I'd be greatly honored to have both of you use my product. Here, take 2 bottles for free.
Ooh, the 100% coupon worked.
Yay! Paimon's private fund survives!
What's the catch? Is this a publicity stunt?
I can see why you might think that, but please don't misunderstand. This gift is simply a token of my esteem. There's no business motivation behind it. To me, finding new customers for Butterfly Dew is about meeting kindred spirits, fellow admirers of physical beauty. I consider it a labor of love.
Admirers of physical beauty? Eesh, that's embarrassing to say out loud. It sounds so shallow.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, Miss Paimon. Most people claim to desire inner virtue, but it's still physical appearance that turns their heads. This is a fact of life. It's only natural for people to desire to become beautiful. And that's exactly what inspired me to choose this research direction in the first place.
You're right. Everyone loves beauty, don't they?
Look at the time. My apologies, but I have other things to attend to. I'll leave you with these 2 bottles of Butterfly Dew, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Whatever you do, don't apply it after midnight.
Paimon, I'd say there's no need for you and the Traveler to use this product for now. Why? Is there a problem with it? The quality is fine. I just think there's room for improvement. I think I could add some ingredients to the mix to make it more effective. Really? Then why didn't you tell Rawat about that?
He would have stolen the idea.
Researchers are a very special breed of human. You can point out their flaws to their face and they won't mind very much. But if you tell them that someone else could do a better job, ooh, now that'll make them really upset. If I'd mentioned it, he probably wouldn't have given you those 2 bottles for free. Huh, fair enough, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're interested in the more effective version, I can write up a list of ingredients for you. Just come get me once you've gathered them. When you say more effective, you mean it'll make Paimon even prettier?
No.
Ooh, how can we say no?
Well, if you really, really want this.
As for me, it's probably time I got back to the Fortress of Maripede. I mustn't leave the infirmary unattended for too long. Alright, see you there then!
Oh, we're going to the Maripede? Oh. Collect the materials on the list. Number 0 of 2. This should do it.
Great! That's everything! Let's head to the Fortress of Maripede!
Okay. Let me just swim my happy ass all the way down there. Hello, Sigewinne, it's me. Remember me? I got the things that you need for your medicine that you're gonna give to me.
Whoa, the infirmary is packed!
No, it is not, Paimon. That is just one person.
Please, you have to believe me. I saw it with my own eyes last night. Another me. He looked exactly like me.
Maybe a twin?
Got it? Okay. I've written down everything you told me. Now, I have a few tests to run. Take a deep breath, and don't worry. It's nothing to be nervous about. Which finger am I holding up?
The first?
Your index finger, but I'm telling you, my mental state is fine. I'm not crazy.
Very good. Now, on to the next. Hey there! Your Grace, it's been a while, huh?
Ah, it's you two. Indeed it has. I would offer you some tea, but I'm afraid the timing is unfortunate. Duty calls.
For what?
No worries. Actually, we were looking for Sigewinne. Do you, know what all of this is about?
This inmate came running to the guards in a panic, claiming to have seen his exact doppelganger.
A doppelganger? Doesn't that just mean someone else kinda looks like him?
And that's what I thought when the report first reached my desk. But we've inspected our records. No one even vaguely resembles him. Considering how certain he is of what he saw, I can only surmise that he's having some mental issues. So I brought him for a medical evaluation.
I'm not crazy.
Alright, very good. Take a sip of water and rest for a bit.
Hell yeah.
Evaluation complete. I couldn't find any symptoms pointing to a physical condition.
I see. So do you still believe there's more likely to be an issue with his mind than his body?
I have to assume so for now. Psychological issues are more difficult to detect. At this stage, we can at least confirm that he is in command of his cognitive faculties.
The rumor mill will go crazy if word of this gets out. Guards, take him to the ward for a period of observation.
Is there at least a TV and a microwave?
The Mara
Maybe a
Shosei
pack
Phantom
of
has
Hot
requested my
Pockets.
cooperation on the
Oops.
case, otherwise I'd deal with this myself. Sorry for the trouble, head nurse, but I'll have to leave this to you.
Okay, no
No
worries.
problem, Your Grace. I'll add him to my observation list.
By the way, we have a couple of guests here who've made the trip just to see you. I imagine it must be important. You probably won't need to add them to your observation list, though. I'll be in my office if you desperately need me. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye!
Here's your $50 paycheck for your voice lines.
So, Sigewinne. Would you mind waiting for just a moment? I have another patient to see. Just find an empty bed and take a seat. I won't be long.
Sigewinne, we've brought him. And he seems to have taken a turn for the worse again.
He lost his eye in a battle of wits.
Okay, don't panic. Let's start by sitting him down here. Paimon had no idea how busy it can get for Sigewinne. Maybe now's not the time to ask for her help with skincare.
In the meantime, we could offer our help.
Good point. Besides, it might actually be interesting to observe her at work.
Okay.
Well, this could hurt, so I suggest you take a deep breath first.
Ah, my eye! Pulls it out. Oh my gosh, he pulled out her eye.
Did his face melt? What happened to him?
It's the Mountain Dew.
It's anyone's guess. His face melted off shortly after arriving at the fortress. But since he's a serious offender, he can't be allowed out for medical treatment. Best we can do for now is ask the head nurse to give him something to manage the symptoms. This is gonna be awkward. We still need to bring him to the Mara Shosei Phantom for questioning. What if he scares them half to death? Will that be our fault?
What do you mean? You cannot melt faces. He did something to himself.
The Mara Shosei Phantom? Does this have something to do with the case Risley's dealing with?
Yep, it was a huge
Risley.
case. They bagged a few dozen crooks in one fell swoop. And this guy's the baddest apple of the bunch. He harmed countless people. And now, it looks like it's all finally catching up with him.
You done gawking?
Not yet. I need to check the severity of your ulcers to decide the right dosage.
Of what? Penicillin?
Don't worry. We Melazines have a very different sense of aesthetics from humans. To me, you just look like a little kitty with slightly scruffy fur, but still just as cute.
Don't patronize me. Do I look like a kid to you? Just give me the meds and let me out of here. I already missed my cell.
What? Dude, you're in a place with 3 beds.
Hey, lose the attitude. You dare talk back to our head nurse like that again? Your days are numbered.
So what brings you to the electric chair? I talk shit to the head nurse. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to apply the medication now. Tell me if it hurts, alright?
Ow!
Look how nice Sigewinne's being. And he still talks to her like that? What a nasty piece of work.
Shit.
Can I leave now?
No. We still need to make sure your eye isn't melting.
Wow, not a peep. Oh, what a brave little guy.
Thank you, Sigewinne. And I apologize for the trouble.
It's okay.
So, Traveler, Paimon, did you bring the ingredients?
Mm-hmm.
We did, but we don't want to interfere or anything. You're busy saving lives here. Oh, don't be silly. I agreed to it, didn't I? Just hand me the ingredients, and I'll make some time to whip it into the improved version for you. Take a rest here if you want. Or, if you're not tired, I hear they're holding a new pancreation tournament in the administration area. Or alternatively, is there anything we could help you with, Sigewinne?
Take this as a token of our gratitude.
That's right! Let us help you out! It's the least we could do! Good point. Kind-hearted humans start to develop guilt if they accept free help from others. Don't worry. I'll take a look at my schedule. I'm sure I can find something to treat this condition. I gotta warn you, though. It'll be tiring work. So I suggest you take a break first, then come back and see me when you're ready.
Talk to Sigewinne when you're ready. Hey, I'm ready.
Put them on the table and add them in the order I tell you.
1 whole thing of lettuce, 1 whole tomato, an entire carrot, and some gravy.
First, we add this special slime condensate, stir it thoroughly, then pour it in. See that?
No.
Yeah, it really does. Until you remember it's slime condensate. Next up, xenochromatic crystals. You want to crush them up into a fine powder, like powdered sugar.
Jesus Christ. Like, what are we making, meth?
Finally, we'll need some high-protein meat. Frogs are an excellent choice. You just need to clean their innards, and then you're left with some lovely, tender meat.
Yummy.
Oh! Frogs. And we're done. All that's left now is to pack them into lunch boxes and hand them to Walsey.
Bye. See, that was
Well,
dope.
I'm done with work for today. Thanks for helping out, you two.
End a quest.
Seems like the guards and staff here have a lot of respect for you, Sigewinne. In just one day of helping you with your work, it feels like we've done a lot for the fortress.
Head nurse, please, wait. I'm sorry to disturb you this late at night, but I think you'll agree, this is urgent.
Remember that patient that you met earlier? Well, yeah, he's just been reduced to a puddle of flesh.
Okay, just relax and catch your breath. What's the matter?
The guard at the observation ward, Odilon, he told me to pass on a message to you. One of the inmates there, the guy suffering from possible hallucinations, well, he seems to have made a sudden recovery, and now he wants to apply for permission to leave the ward.
No.
Already?
What did he do? Put some butterfly dew on his face?
You were right to tell me. I'll have to examine him and make sure he's well before we discharge him. Looks like we've got one job as medical assistants left. We'll come with you.
Oh, yeah. Hey, dude. How's your face?
Head nurse, you're finally here. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused you, but I believe I've now made a full recovery.
Nope.
After giving it some thought, I'm sure that I was probably just seeing things. Stress-related, I imagine. I'd been working long hours, so I definitely wasn't in the best state of mind.
I totally understand. Still, I have to give you an examination before I can discharge you, okay? So, take a deep breath and don't be nervous. It'll be the exact same procedure as we did this morning. We can start whenever you're ready.
Again, so sorry. I was in such a state this morning, I barely recall anything. Would you mind taking me through it again?
Oh, not at all. It's a lot to remember. First up, we have a little cognitive test.
Your pinky.
Under Sigewinne's guidance, he completes the full series of tests.
All indicators seem normal. So it was a stress-induced hallucination after all?
Maybe.
Well, we've certainly had previous cases of mental illness caused by overwork, which is why I carefully observe everyone in the production zone. I wonder how I managed to miss the signs this time.
Please, head nurse, you shouldn't blame yourself. I'm just still adapting, that's all. Pushed myself too hard, and I guess I couldn't take it. Thanks for looking after me. I'll be as good as new after a good night's sleep. And if you can give me the okay, I know I'll sleep better back in my good old dorm.
It can be difficult to relax in an unfamiliar environment. All right then, you can leave the ward. I suggest you take 2 days off to focus on your recovery. I'll take you off the observation list for now. So, you're officially discharged.
Turns into a giant monster.
Mr. Odilon, could you escort him back?
Of course. I'm on guard duty in the administrative area tonight, so nothing will go wrong. You have my word.
Guess guess you're finally done for the day now, huh? But I still haven't gotten around to making that improved lotion for you yet. Oh, no rush! Seriously, it's super late now. You should go get some rest too. Well, tomorrow it is then. Oh, don't you worry! We will! After a productive day of work, we're both gonna sleep like a log.
Good night, Sigewinne.
Yeah, sleep tight, Sigewinne. See you tomorrow.
Let's go. We're going back to her, the office. Oh my God, there's so many people here.
Whoa! How is the infirmary even busier than yesterday? Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. I have a few people here for a checkup, so you might need to wait for a... No problem. Anything we can do to help?
Don't help me.
There's a bit of a complicated situation here. I'm still getting to the bottom of it myself.
You have to believe me. I'm telling the truth.
It's the doppelgangers.
You're in a medical facility. Keep it down.
No.
Please, listen to me. I'm not Gascon. I'm Uy.
You're a horrible liar, you know that? We get all your mugshots with the arrest warrants. It's clear as day that you're Gascon.
You mean because of the way I look? I don't know what happened. I just woke up like this. Then you guys dragged me in here for an interrogation.
I brought you here to figure out what's going on. If you truly are the victim of an injustice, yelling isn't going to achieve anything. At most, it'll delay your vindication.
All right. I get it.
This is nuts. Yesterday's interrogations went fine, and now this.
Morning, Your Grace. What's going on?
Fuck if I know.
Remember the case I mentioned yesterday?
No.
The one brought to me by the Marechaussee Phantom?
Now I do.
Well, we've been questioning the inmates involved this morning. Every single one of them is claiming mistaken identity.
That's even weirder than what that guy was saying yesterday.
The thing is, none of them have been able to provide any evidence whatsoever to support their claims. Questioning them further got us nowhere, so for now, we've brought them to the infirmary.
And we thought yesterday was as busy as it got for Sigewinne.
There was only one person there.
We've compiled their statements. Have a look. Perhaps there's something we missed.
Interesting. The inmates they spoke of in their statements appear to all be due for release today.
I noticed that too. If that's their plan, they're underestimating us a little. Every serious offender claims that there's someone else who just so happens to be due for release today. And they're expecting us to go along with that.
All the more reason to be cautious.
Yeah.
Lumberzar, check the release list for today and make sure no one gets processed. We're gonna need an excuse, though. Just say we're out of forms, and that we're furiously printing more as we speak.
I'm on it.
It's conceivable that our group of serious offenders somehow found a way to switch places with inmates who are about to be released, so they can walk out right under our noses.
We did consider that possibility. But I mean, just look at them. They match the warrants, period. How could there have been a switch?
Did you happen to use some butterfly dew?
Only if they're dead ringers for the inmates due for release, I suppose. I gave you that name list yesterday to assist in your investigation. Did that help?
Nope, not at all.
Yes, the inmates' mugshots were attached to the list. The first thing I did was check for lookalikes, and I didn't find any. The only other thing that stands out to me is that their voices sound a little different today. But it's not exactly hard to put on a fake voice.
Oh, really? What does our head nurse make of all of this?
Fuck.
Give me a moment. I think I have a way to confirm whether there's been a switch.
Look into my eyes.
I know, it's not time to change your dressing yet, but please bear with me. Huh? Isn't that the guy from yesterday? This should be Honore. He has very severe facial ulcers, which require an operation in the hospital at the Court of Fontaine. I authorized him to leave the fortress for medical treatment under guarded escort.
Yes, like I told you. I'm not Putton. I'm Honore.
So there has been a swap. Well, I can see what happened in Potton's case, but how do you explain the other inmates? You're not telling me their souls switched bodies, are you?
No, that sounds ridiculous.
No, I believe it was their faces that got switched. The method is a bit like replacing a tooth. Take the bad tooth out, put a false one in. And actually, I think I can prove it to you. Now, try to recall if you can. The last time we did this test, which finger did I hold up?
The index.
I believe it was your index finger.
Dun 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 dun.
But that means...
There's two Erics.
Huh?
Huh?
So basically, last night, the Eric who said he saw
Yeah, I know.
Sigewinne did another test before letting him leave. But that time, she held up her pinky finger.
Huh? I don't know about any test last night. There was nothing to do in the observation ward, so I went straight to bed. Then I somehow woke up in a high-security cell.
Well, in that case, there is a reasonable explanation for the strange events of the past 2 days.
So, what exactly happened?
The gang of serious offenders wanted to break out of prison, so they identified a group of scapegoats, namely inmates whose terms were almost up, and planned to switch appearances with them. Last night, when Odilon was on duty, they ambushed him and had one of their group switch appearances with him using their face-swapping method. That allowed them to avoid scrutiny from the other guards. Then, once all the other inmates were asleep, Odilon spent his night shift carrying out the remainder of their switcheroo plan. However, they made one mistake. Henri changed his appearance to match Eric's earlier than he should have done, and ended up being spotted by the real Eric. Real Eric came to the guards for help, but we didn't know then what we know now. So we put it down to hallucination and sent him to the observation ward. However, since one of the gang members was posing as a guard, they simply changed real Eric's appearance and had their Eric take his place, muddying the waters even further.
Right, because I put Eric on the observation list by then, and no inmates on that list can be processed for departure until I've discharged them.
Hence why the imposters had to pull that little stunt to get fake Eric off the list.
Yeah, it all makes sense now! The Duke cracked the case!
Well, I can't fault the reasoning. But I'm afraid that we ruled out the possibility of face switching very early on in this process.
Criminals altering their facial appearance to commit crimes is nothing new. In fact, one of the explicit duties of the Malazines in the Marechaussee Phantom is to identify criminals in disguise. We carefully examined all the suspects, and there is no evidence that any means of disguise were used in this case.
That you know of.
Huh. Well then, how do we explain all this?
So far, it seems more likely that the gang stole documentation belonging to the inmates due for release, and are using that to commit identity fraud.
Identity theft.
Actually, there is a potion that can completely change someone's appearance. If they use that, even a Malazine wouldn't be able to detect it. A shape-shifting potion?
Forgive me, head nurse, but this is the first time I'm hearing about it. If such a potion truly existed, it would jeopardize our entire investigative process at the Marechaussee Phantom. Are you certain of this?
I have it with me in my back pocket.
Yes, I am.
But
please, trust me in my professional opinion as an experienced clinician.
At the same time, without any solid evidence, it's pure speculation. If we can round up all the inmates suspected of switching places, then have a little talk with both sides, we might just get our answer. Yep, let's do that.
okay.
Okay.
Well, it was our negligence that meant we had to come and conduct these post-internment interrogations. And I know it's put you out. We'll do it your way.
Bad news. I paused the releases like you asked, but we were too late. A bunch of people already got processed 2 hours ago.
That's a long time ago.
I checked the list, and sure enough, it's all the people who gave statements.
2 hours ago? That's before today's interrogations began. They had this all planned out.
So there really was a switch after all.
We should be able to catch up with them if we leave now, right?
With my teleport waypoint.
Not if that potion is real. They can just switch faces again after leaving the fortress. And if the Marechaussee's Malazines can't even spot them, we wouldn't know where to start searching.
Yikes! So we're at a complete dead end!
Well, technically there is one more lead we could follow up on.
Well, what?
We were only able to arrest this gang thanks to the help of a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. I believe his name is Rawat.
Oh? Rawat? Isn't that the handsome guy we met at that skincare promotion?
Handsome? Maybe from a human point of view. I just remember that he specialized in potions. One of the crimes this gang is charged with is the manufacture and sale of illicit drugs.
Woo!
According to Mr. Rawat, they appear to have stolen technology he developed through his research and used it in their operation.
I forgot to put according to Mr. Watt. They just put according Mr. Watt.
Thanks to his report, we were able to swoop in and arrest them all in one go.
What a hero! Bet that took courage on his part.
They're going back. They're gonna go get him. They're gonna kill him.
No doubt. This is worth following up on. As the one who snitched on them, it's highly likely that Rawat will be targeted by the escapees. That aside, since he's negotiated with them in person before, there's a chance he'll have some additional information for us.
Understood, Your Grace. My team and I will head to the Fontaine Research Institute right away. In the meantime, please keep an eye on the face switch victims for us.
Miss Morgan, I'd like to come along and help you catch these criminals.
Huh? Why's that?
I always wanted to be a police officer.
Well, I'm the one who discharged the fake Eric last night, so I feel partly responsible.
Don't say that, head nurse.
I also have a more personal reason. Cotton is a patient of mine, and if I don't get a new batch of medicine to him in time, his condition will get much worse.
Look, head nurse, I completely understand where you're coming from.
Don't worry, I can defend myself just fine.
I'm in the banner for a reason.
You say that, but still.
Shut up and take her with you.
If I may, Miss Morgan, Sigewinne is the one who raised the potion hypothesis, and I'm sure she has far more expertise on the topic than your team. My suggestion would be to bring her with you, and if you really are worried for her safety, then...
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm here.
Ah, there you go, right on cue. Knew I could count on you.
Okay.
I completely forgot I was there,
since
honestly.
This plan has the Duke's blessing. Far be it from me to refuse.
Go to the Fontaine Research Institution of the world. I'm coming in for a landing. Before I do that, shit, I was gonna go get the teleport.
Greetings. Sorry to impose, but I'm afraid we're here on urgent business, and we're gonna need you to cooperate.
The Marsh is a phantom. Let me guess, you're investigating some more illegal research?
Not this time, no. We're looking for a researcher. Do you know where we might find Mr. Rawat?
Rawat. Oh yeah, Mr. Handsome, right?
Mr. Handsome with a fat cock.
He actually doesn't work on site here very often. There's a handful of researchers in the nearby area who know him pretty well, though. You could see what they know.
Just a handful? Paimon figured he'd be the most popular guy around.
Well, I guess you could say he's popular, at least on a superficial level. He's blessed with good looks, so he tends to make a good first impression on people. But in all his time here at the Fontaine Research Institute, I don't think he's ever had a single deep conversation about his research with his peers. That's no way to make real friends around here.
He's a shady character. Well, thank you for telling us. We're gonna go in, find him. Well, that's cool. We'll see you later. I have to go make some dinner.
That's so weird. He definitely didn't come across like a recluse at that product promotion. I don't find that weird at all. He definitely didn't strike me as the kind of guy who's good at making friends. Really? Paimon couldn't tell. Must be a Melusine perception thing.
Okay, we should talk with his acquaintances. But we also need to check the Research Institute for any clues. Let's split up. It'll save us some time.
Sure thing. We'll go ask around among the other researchers with Sigewinne. Paimon's suddenly kind of curious to know what everyone really thinks of him. Excuse us, are you Audrey?
No.
That's me. What is it?
Are you close friends with Rawat? We're trying to find out where he is.
Close friends? You mean because I told him I had feelings for him once? I doubt I'm the first or last at the Institute to make that mistake. Why would you single me out as a close friend?
Shit, well, I'm just asking. Calm down.
I should have known, really. Men like him, they just enjoy being surrounded by fawning women. They're not interested in a serious relationship.
Okay, ma'am, calm down.
Okay.
We don't care.
Well, were just kind of wondering if you might know where we can find him.
Why would I know where he's at? I barely know him, and he probably doesn't even remember me.
Ugh, this is getting annoying. Shall we go ask someone else?
She's displaying symptoms common among people in love, if that's what you mean. But I know a cure.
It's called the love potion.
It's curable?
No.
Oh, we're still no closer to finding Mr. Rawat. Oh, by this point, he could be in grave danger.
Danger? Wait, why are you looking for him again?
He stole my peppermint cherries.
Oh, that's right, yeah! The Marechaussee Phantom said that he's been targeted by some pretty bad people. We need to make sure he's safe.
What? How has this happened? He seemed fine when I last saw him, and that was only a couple of days ago. Just happened to run into him, of course.
Alright.
Oh, I see. Well, do you have any thoughts on where he might be right now?
Okay, but this is purely out of concern for his safety. If he's not at the Institute, he might be at his mother's place.
Oh, okay. Do you know the address?
Oh yeah, I know the address, the IP address, their social security, and you know.
Nope, sorry. I only found out the thing about his mother because it came up in conversation once. I was just trying to find out more about him. When I told him I had a crush on him, I offered to help him take care of his mother. And yeah, maybe that was a stupid idea, but did he really have to yell at me for it? It's like, fine, I can take no for an answer, but what's with the temper tantrum?
He likes you too.
Unbelievable. These guys only want to show you their charming, well-groomed exterior. They can't stand it when a few home truths shine through.
Looks like her love syndrome is flaring up again.
We need to find out Mr. Rawat's mother's address. Let's check with the Marechaussee officers when we regroup.
Cool, sounds like a plan. Hey there, are you in Teeb?
Antibes?
What do you want?
Damn, attitude.
We're here to ask about Rawat. Any idea where he might be? We were told you were pretty close with him.
Close? Not sure that's the word I'd use. He wouldn't even let me use his patent.
Because it's patent? If that makes sense.
Huh?
It's been a good few days since I last saw him. I don't know where he's at.
Would the patent in question happen to be related to the new skincare product he developed?
Yeah, kinda. Butterfly dew, or whatever he calls it. I heard he made a tidy sum off of that one. I bought his product once, and noticed it contains a unique substance that might have applications and coatings too. If it worked out, I could probably make as much as he's making. Don't get me wrong, I had no intention of plagiarizing his work. I was hoping to get official permission to use his findings in my own research. Followed the proper procedure. It was all above board. I would have had to pay him a license fee and everything.
Understandable.
But despite that, he turned me down not once, not twice, but 3 times. It's like he's vehemently opposed to the idea of anyone else making the kind of money he does.
Huh, so is Rawat antisocial, or is this guy just jealous?
Maybe both of the above.
Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna get any info about Rawat's whereabouts from him. Let's go.
Hey there, Birdham.
Sorry to bother you, sir, but are you Bertram?
Bertram?
Who's asking?
Just some concerned citizens helping out the Marechaussee Phantom with an investigation. We'd like to ask you about Rawat's whereabouts, if that's okay. We're told the two of you are pretty close.
Not anymore, we're not. Turns out we don't see eye to eye.
Aww, a fallout.
Oh yeah? What happened?
The thing about us researchers is, most of us do what we do for some sort of higher purpose. But not Rawat. All he cared about was how to commercialize his findings. He won't even let you work with him unless you sign a confidentiality agreement first. Also, he has better control over who gets which intellectual property rights. How are you supposed to get any meaningful research done working with a guy like that? Now that I've got my own technical solution for my compressor, I don't need to work with him anymore.
So that's what Rawat is really like.
A piece of shit.
We'd still like to know where to find him. Is that something you can help us with?
Mm-mm.
Wait, Yeah, I know you. You're the head nurse at the Fortress of Meripede. Alright, then I'm happy to help you if I can. I respect the work you do. Medicine serves the highest purpose of all the sciences.
Wow, turns out Sigewinne's got some real clout.
Don't lie the
But if you want my advice, I'd say go talk to the peddlers. There's a few he meets with every other day or so. Maybe they know where he's at.
The peddlers.
Peddlers?
Yeah, back when I was working with him, I noticed he met with them quite often. Wouldn't surprise me if they were involved in some shady business together. Because it seemed like they went out of their way to avoid discussing anything in my presence. The little I overheard was about manufacturing and selling pharmaceutical drugs. Like I said, he's all about the money.
Thank you. You've given us plenty to work with.
He's a sham.
Welcome. Goodbye.
Bye.
May we both reach new heights in our scientific endeavors.
Well, that's all 3 researchers. Let's head back to the meetup point. So, what's your view of him now, Paimon?
He's a scrummy piece of shit that doesn't bleed, and bleed, beep. And they're just looking at Paimon like wide eye, like, what the fuck?
Traveler, I assume you've spoken with the researchers. What did you find out?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. How strange. If he was so focused on commercializing his research and averse to sharing his technology with others, why wouldn't he have registered his own brands? Maybe he and his business partners needed to avoid public scrutiny?
Ooh,
You think he
it's a
may
front.
have colluded with the gang? Well, the crime was manufacture and sale of drugs, and that would certainly be in his wheelhouse. We can't rule it out.
Isn't that pretty unlikely, though? He was the one who blew the whistle on them!
It's all a part of the plan, Paimon.
Most children who come to me with tooth decay have suffered pain for a long time already, but they'll still try to hide the fact that they eat too many sweets. Grown-ups and children aren't so different in that regard. If you say so.
I saw him when he came to make his report, and I certainly didn't get the feeling that he was the type to collude with criminals. Perhaps it's more likely that they were coercing him. You mentioned that he comes from a poor family. So, it's possible that the criminals approached him asking for academic support, luring him in with the promise of riches. By the time he discovered who they really were, he was in too deep. They had leverage on him, so he was forced to keep working for them.
He was last seen 2 days ago. If no one's seen him since, maybe we're too late.
2 days ago? So he went missing right after that product promotion.
That was the same day he reported the criminals, too. Not a good sign.
Don't worry, everyone. I believe we still have a chance. Since he disappeared right after blowing the whistle, it's likely that he's gone into hiding. Yeah, he must have been worried that they'd come for him.
All the more reason to find him as soon as possible. The only lead we have at the moment is his mother's house, which you mentioned earlier. Think you can find the place?
Yep. When you register a brand, the Court of Fontaine requires you to provide a legal address. The one Rawat wrote down was in the outskirts of the city. That should be the place.
Okay, then there's no time to lose. Let's move.
We gotta go.
Hello? Anyone home? Oh, there. On the bed, there's an old lady. That's gotta be Rawat's mother, right? She doesn't look like she's in any state to be answering our questions, though. We could try, but she is very ill. We mustn't force it.
Well, doesn't look like Rawat's here. She's the only one we can talk to.
Yep. Allow me. Hello, ma'am. Might I ask if you're Rawat's mother? We are trying to locate him. Hard of hearing, perhaps. Does anyone have a picture of Rawat?
I have one here.
I'd like to show you a photo, ma'am. Looks like this isn't gonna work after all.
Give her the lotion.
Well, looks like we're out of leads.
Is it possible he could have avoided returning here because he knew he'd be in danger?
Maybe. But if so, where do we look next? Maybe we should take another look at the Institute.
Guess so. Oh, her fever's getting worse. Could I get some hot water?
Why not a penicillin?
Sure, we're on the case.
Look for hot water. Wow, really? Such thrilling gameplay. I found it. Water,
Found
that's
the
hot.
water?
No.
Sure did. And look what else we found.
A piece of paper.
Judging by this journal, it seems like Rawat has a private lab. There's a good chance he could be there right now. Oh, that's great news. But hold on just a moment. The wet towel is ready. I'm giving you another injection.
Of what?
Are you feeling better now?
You're injecting her with what? Hot water?
It's all right. We'll go bring him back. Please hang in there. Thank you.
Hey guys.
We came as soon as we heard the news.
Right now, we need to focus on finding a way in.
The front door.
There's a mechanical door over here. Hopefully the instructions in Rawat's journal will help us open it.
First, press this button, and then open the door. Beep. I told you.
It's open. Let's go in.
That doesn't look open to me.
Captain, according to our list, many of the fugitives aren't accounted for. There may be others hiding deeper inside the facility.
All this just to make some drugs?
So these guys were just the lookout crew.
The Mara Shosei Phantom. How did they find this place?
I found it, not them.
Wait, it's that guard from the fortress.
But it's not him, it's an impostor.
That's right, I'm on your side. I mean, the Duke sent me. What's the matter? Some sort of mix-up?
Mr. Odilon, didn't I tell you a few days ago that you need to stop all field work until you've recovered?
Well, you know, gotta help His Grace out. Share the load.
Officer Morgan, this man is an imposter.
Looks like the head nurse was right about the face-swapping method. Arrest them all! DuPont, stay here and keep guard. And watch the exit. If we're not back soon, call for reinforcements.
There he is. Mr. Hawaii.
There's a whole bunch of people in there.
Get ready, men. We're gonna kill him. Get ready.
Are you serious? You're telling us that within a day, our faces are going to rot like yours?
Fontanian physiology changed dramatically after that great flood, and it's not as compatible with this face-changing solution as before. The side effects are as you can see.
Why didn't you say anything before we all used it?
Because y'all didn't let me talk.
Look, my plan got y'all out of prison, didn't it? You'd have much bigger problems to worry about right now if the Marshal Say Phantom found out about your other crimes. Consider an ugly mug getting off lightly.
I said enough arguing. Pardon? Tell us the plan.
The most practical solution is to continue using the potion. Keep switching to a new face before the ulcers can start forming.
Are you kidding me? This stuff was hard enough to get a hold of even when we had a supply. Now you're asking us to use it like skin lotion, after the flood all but wiped the supply out?
Well, there is another option. But you'll have to make a deal with me first.
Okay, now we're talking. What's the deal?
I have a document I took from that researcher that details how to make a replacement. Just give me one bottle of the undiluted fluid, and I'll get to work. What's the problem? I thought you always kept reserves. Or do you really just have one spare bottle each?
What do you think? That we were shipping them into the fortress of Meripede by the basket load?
Well then, say hello to never showing your marred faces in public again.
Ugh, I've heard enough! Get him! Let's see if that document even exists!
Freeze!
Freeze!
Marshal Say Phantom!
Put your hands in the air. We have explosives everywhere.
What? Who let them in?
I did.
Officer Morgan, before anything else, please find out Rawat's status.
Rawat?
I don't see him.
Hostage.
Spare us your condescending attempts to coax us back to our cells. You think we're looking to negotiate? Rawat is dead.
Pardon?
Pardon?
Arrest them all! Don't let anyone get away!
Oh, god damn it. I thought I was like out of it.
I swear, it's for medical reasons.
Bam, 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 bam. Pew, 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 pew. Drive by, drive by.
Captain, we finished the head count. Potton's missing.
Over there! The door's closing!
He's trapping us in here. for some reason. Like that's gonna do anything.
One group trying to arrest me, another trying to hunt me down. Good. I gotta kill two birds with one stone.
How did he get up there? There must be a secret passage somewhere.
Don't waste your energy. I already sealed it off.
How naive. We have more people outside. If we're not back out by the agreed time, they'll come to our rescue.
Well then, you'd better hope they get here in time.
Uh-oh. He's gonna blow up the place.
There's some kind of gas leaking from the pipes. Be careful, it's poisonous.
How do you know?
This is our distribution center, where we store the product derived from our source solution. We had to use special fire prevention methods to prevent contamination. The pipe network here was designed to emit a gas for firefighting. One little modification later, and it makes an efficient death trap.
Why would you do this? Your partners are here too.
Oh, please. If they can't supply what I need, they're of no further use to me. Besides, I can't have them exposing my potential whereabouts.
He's a maniac! Come on, we gotta find a way to open that door!
Just throw a sword at the glass.
Go ahead, struggle in vain. Once the last of you croaks, no one will ever find me again. So long!
Are you sure you're ready to leave, Potton? You haven't changed your dressing today.
Nice try. You're just trying to stall me. Don't you worry about me. I'll find a way to cure my face once I get out of here.
Oh, I doubt it. After all, Fontanians can no longer dissolve in primordial seawater.
What the... How did you...
The key component of the face-changing potion is the fluid left behind by dissolved Fontanians. It might look like ordinary water, but it has some unique elements in it. Before the flood, all Fontanians were oceanids, physiologically speaking. A potion made from that fluid could dissolve and reconstruct the face of a Fontanian in much the same way as hydroidolins change form. Theoretically, it could give someone any appearance they wished. But since the flood, Fontanians have become true humans. They can no longer provide the source material for this potion, nor reap its benefits.
Are you saying this potion is made from Fontanians dissolved with primordial seawater? Then their crimes are far worse than I thought.
You be rubbing other people on your face.
How could you know all of this? No, wait. Of course! Well. So that's why you have a human appearance.
It also means that I have a formula you're unaware of. The air's getting thicker. It's getting hard to breathe.
Turn it off, you dipshit. He turned it off. He's no longer a dipshit. Now, throw in some oxygen.
I might get to make a deal today after all. Alright, keep talking. How do you intend to give me the formula?
Oh, it's not a formula, but a finished product. I have a bottle of it right here.
And it's the potion.
What?
When I tried Rawat's skincare product, I noticed it had a certain special component in it. So I had my friends gather some other ingredients for me, and sure enough, a little experimenting later, I'd produced the potion.
The face restoring potion, face lotion potion.
I'm guessing his skincare lotion contains the fruits of your joint research?
Huh. Impressive guesswork. Yeah, we were a supplier for some of the raw ingredients. But it only contains a tiny amount of the active ingredient. The effect is minuscule compared to the undiluted fluid.
Well, I found a way to reverse the dilution process, giving the skincare lotion a similar effect to the fluid it is derived from.
That's impossible.
Nope, she's a scientist.
If I tell you some of the ingredients, I think you can figure it out. First, you need to combine tainted hydrophantasm tissue with transoceanic pearls at a ratio of around 3 to 7.
Tainted hydrophantasms and transoceanic pearls. I see. Can't believe I never thought of that.
So, can we make a deal?
Sounds good to me. There's a delivery pipeline beneath this window. Drop the potion in, and I'll release you all.
Nope, not trusting you that easily. You're like those naughty kids who try to hide their illness. Open the sluice gate first, then I'll hand you the potion.
Even if you're not bluffing, your potion won't cure my face permanently. You really think you have any leverage here? I'm not closing the valve this time. Clock's ticking.
Fine, then I'll just stand here with the potion in my hand. And when I faint from the poison, I'll drop it and it'll be destroyed.
No.
No, fuck! I didn't think this through.
It's open!
Disable that sluice gate! Jam it! Don't let it close again!
That's more like it. In that case, a promise is a promise.
Head nurse, there's too much poison gas in here. We have to leave, now!
Don't move a muscle. I might be short, but I pack a mean punch.
So that's the face of the
Captain,
man?
you're just in time. While I was lying in wait, I spotted this crook snooping around, trying to find a way in. So I detained him.
Whoa. His face.
Yeah, I wonder who is he?
Are you... Potton?
Polton?
So this is where you were heading, huh?
Polton?
What?
This is how Potton looked before his face was marred. His current appearance matches the mugshot on his arrest warrant.
Oh, so a birthmark. Or something.
Wait, so what's going on? Wasn't the whole point of the potion to disguise himself and escape Fontaine? Why would he change back to his original face and run right into our trap?
Enough of this nonsense. Let me in.
You better pipe down. There's an old lady in there who's very sick. No way are we letting a crook like you inside.
To heck with it. Listen to me. I'm Rawat. That's my mother in there.
Oh.
He's gotta be lying, right? Rawat was a victim in all this. He was forced into it against his will. How can he and this monster be the same person?
Forced against his will. That's the funniest thing I've heard all day. Heck, when I was being coerced, everyone thought I was colluding of my own free will. And then when I actually became a criminal in my own right, you all suddenly thought I must be under duress. Amazing what a difference a handsome face makes.
Save us the speech. Explain yourself.
You want an explanation? Fine. I'll tell it how it is.
In the form of a cutscene.
When I was just Potton, the whole world treated me with contempt.
Ew. What do you want? Get away from me.
That's racist, ma'am.
Despise me.
Collaborate? You don't look like much of a researcher to me.
It's a
My
tibbies.
peers scorned me.
Mr. Potton, was it? I'm most interested in your research. Consider my offer carefully. I doubt you'll find other investment opportunities.
Only villains would work with me.
You want out of the game? Forget about it. Turns out, I slipped up a little. Left your picture with some Marechaussee Phantom officers. Easy mistake to make. Now they've listed you as an accomplice and drawn up an arrest warrant. So I suggest you put any thoughts of running away to rest. If you get caught by the guards for being in the synth business, you ain't ever seeing the light of day again.
Synth? Isn't that an alcoholic beverage?
There was no way out for me. Until I could stop being Potton.
Became Prince Charming.
Mr. Rawat, I have something I'd like to tell you.
I became popular with women.
This new potion you developed is fascinating. Genius, in fact. Would you consider working with me? I'd be happy to sign a licensing agreement.
My peers looked up to me.
I'm very interested in your research, sir. You must no doubt have offers from countless investors, so far be it from me to ask for a full collaboration, per se. I merely wanted to express my interest. No pressure at all, naturally.
And the villains even began to fear me. Becoming Rawat showed me what a superficial world we live in. But I did not hold a grudge. After all, this superficiality could be made to work in my favor. Or so I thought. But alas, the world seemed bent on finding a reason to make me despise it. Mother, I'm back. How are you doing?
Who are you?
I bought the best medicine Mora could buy, but nothing would cure her illness. In the end, I hoped she'd at least be able to see her son one last time before she passed, but when everyone else rejected me, the only person who cared about me was my mother. Then, when I became a rising star in the Fontaine Research Institute, I was unrecognizable to her.
I have to let her see me again. Even if it means donning my own wretched, ugly face. Well, is that enough explaining for you? Now do you understand? Let me inside already!
You came here to see your mother, didn't you? Well, I can grant you your wish.
Huh?
Head nurse, I'm not sure that's a good idea in his current state.
Don't worry. Back in the warehouse when I traded the potion for our lives, I was doing it to test him. He was willing to risk sacrificing his only chance of escaping capture by opening the gate in exchange for the potion.
I see.
So before you arrest him, please allow him to see his mother one last time.
All right. I understand.
Mom? It's me, Potton. Your son. You recognize me now, don't you? Mom, what's wrong?
She's dying.
But I have some bad news. I examined your mother last time we were here, and it appears that due to her prolonged fever, she's lost her eyesight.
What? How?
What?
Your appearance no longer has any bearing on her ability to recognize you. But there are always other ways to remind our loved ones who we are. Wouldn't you say?
I've done so much to get to this point. Please, you have to recognize me. No.
He's dying.
The temperature of his palm must have changed. I'm sorry. It seems I couldn't bring him back to you after all.
It's you. Thank you.
Of course.
Did she literally die?
Mom, why will you answer her and not me? Why?
No more questions, Potton. She's gone.
Mom?
I'm sorry to say this, Potton, but you and I are not the same.
Because I have a mother and you don't. Auden is eventually taken away by the members. Wow, what a quest, huh? Honky dory. Whoa, cool. See you later.
The verdict came down. This Melazine is guilty. The Udex defended the authority of Fontaine law, but he did not confiscate the Melazine's medical kit. And so, the Fortress of Meripede gained a new little doctor. She still wore her hood and raincoat, even though it never rained in the fortress.
Nah, shit. It's on the ground.
Perhaps thanks to her human appearance, no one refused her treatment. She treated more and more patients, and her sentence grew ever shorter. Finally, the people of the fortress could not live without her, and though her sentence ended, she did not leave them either. Then one day, she received an invitation from the outside world. The location seemed familiar, and when she arrived, an old lady was waiting for her. She saw right through the Melazine's disguise, but didn't reveal it. Instead, she asked a question.
Tell me, why do you think you gained the respect of so many people?
That
despite
animation
being
right
a
there.
Melazine?
Because I look like a human?
It's been 50 years, Sigewinne, and you haven't aged a day. I think everyone knows you are not human. I finally found you, after all these years. I still remember, you know. It was you who saved me that night.
But how? I was no longer a Melusine by then.
Does it really matter if you're human or Melusine? I remembered the warmth of your palm. It's quite unmistakable. And you know what? It hasn't changed one bit. You don't have to hide anymore, Sigewinne. These days, everyone wants to make friends with Melusines. And I think that it's all because of you. I'm sorry I couldn't say this until now, but thank you, Dr. Melusine.